Hello guys, it's 899 here and welcome to today's video where today we're going to be talking about NRL tips and predictions round 16. We're really getting through it. Second half of the year, really pretty much this is where teams need to start performing. Bit of a lesser round in terms of matches purely because of Origin next week, but you know, there's still matches. First off, you got at 8 PM Friday, you have the Dolphins taking on the Melbourne Storm in what's kind of shocking is a top 4 clash. It's actually nuts thinking of how good the Dolphins have gone, and I do think that by the way things are going, the Dolphins I think should still make the finals. Storm have also been, you know, back to their usual best, so this is a very good matchup to say the least. The Dolphins are coming off a pretty decent win against the Sharks last week, though they did have problems in sort of letting the Sharks back into the match. And the Storm got a very crucial win over the Warriors in New Zealand. Just going really well. Suafalogo, like, he's actually a gun. I would just wish he would be able to play more. Convert that boy to a winger. The Storm are going to be a problem. More so than they usually are. In terms of how this match will go, I think both teams have players out due to Origin, but I do think, like, for Logos, this is a match where he's just going to showcase how properly good he is again. And I'm going to tip that the Storm will get the job done. So the Storm continue their, essentially their top of the table dominance. Now we move on to Saturday, 3 PM, and we have the Gold Coast Titans up against the New Zealand Warriors. The Titans were in a scrappy match last week on Saturday against the Tigers, which the Tigers were able to get over the line and get the job done. And the Warriors, as previously mentioned in the previous game, did all right. Like, they scored like 24 points against the Storm, but just, it's the Storm. And it's been unfortunate for them, for the Warriors, just, you know, not getting over like one of the top teams. But they've started to get back into their form, which is nice to see. Now, I do feel, obviously, that the Titans need to win this because they're currently in last place. The Warriors definitely need to win if they want to consider themselves back in the finals football. So this is essentially the match of two teams who kind of shouldn't be in the situation that they are in. But they could start doing changes to it, and that, I'm going to say, I think the Warriors will get the job done. Now, Saturday, 5:30, possibly one of the biggest matches in Bulldogs history in the last, like, decade or so, barring grand finals and stuff like that. This is the match where they decide if they are actual proper contenders as they take on the Sydney Roosters. Bulldogs are coming off the bye going into this match at Gosford, while the Roosters were a little bit scrappy in parts, but eventually just put enough pressure on Parramatta to not really let them control the pace of the game too much. And they got it over the line against the PA to Eels. The NRL really needs to do something against teams using PA chants to drum up atmosphere, because it's a bit of a problem. Now, I think this will actually be kind of a close match because both teams are going to have players that are out due to Origin, but I just think the Roosters will just about have it done, so it kind of gives a sort of realistic indicator of what the Bulldogs are at the moment. Like, they're definitely top 8 potential. Maybe not so about actually saying they're contenders for the title. So I'm going to say that I think the Roosters will get over the line and get the win. Now we go into the final game on the Saturday, and it is the South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Manly Seagulls. South Sydney going on a pretty decent resurgence, beating Brisbane, earning Latrell Mitchell a position in the State of Origin team for the Blues, which is pretty much deserving because he has really stepped up over the last couple of weeks. Manly also going really well, getting the win over the Dragons. And I feel like this is a match that can really go either way because both teams are obviously going to have players out. But I'm actually going to go a little bit against the grain. I'm going to say that I think Manly will stop the streak, but I do think South Sydney will keep going well. But yeah, I just think that Manly might be able to get the job done. If not, then South Sydney could be back. And finally, we go to Sunday, 4 PM. We have the West Tigers taking on the Canberra Raiders. The Tigers finally snapped their losing streak in a gutsy win over the Titans. Now they go and take on Canberra, who are coming off a loss to the Cowboys. And Canberra's still holding in there in terms of finals placement. and I still think they're going to have some good form at the moment. This match is going to be at Campbelltown. Tigers really do want to try to build on this momentum to get away from last place to avoid a third straight spoon. But how I think it's going to go down, I think the Raiders will just about get the job done. I think this is going to be a match where it'll be like 2 points. And like the Tigers will have like a final set and they'll try to get over the line, but they just can't. And the Raiders hold on and win. So those are my predictions for round 16. Who do you guys have? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.